Hello and welcome to Sports 360 Degree, your ultimate destination for the latest news, highlights and insights from the world of sports. In the next half hour, we delve into the latest headlines, dissecting triumphs, trials and tribulation of athletes and teams from around the globe. From football frenzy to cricket clashes, legal updates to heartfelt memorials and the exclusive interviews with the sporting icons. Sports 360 Degree promises to be your one-stop destination for all the sports updates. So buckle up, get ready for an action-packed ride as we navigate through the exhilarating landscape of sports excellence right here on DD India. But first up, the cover story you're tracking this week. Russia lost its appeal against the International Olympic Committee suspension for recognizing regional organizations from territories annexed from Ukraine. On Friday, the Court of Arbitration for Sports ruled that IOC's ban of the Russian Olympic Committee in October 2023 had been legitimate. The IOC banned the Russian Olympic Committee in October for recognizing the Regional Olympic Council for Russian-controlled region of Ukraine, Luhansk, Donetsk, Kherson and Zaporizhia. The suspension ensures ROC will not be eligible for funding and will not be associated with the Olympic movement, but does not affect any decision on Russian athletes' participation at the Paris 2024 Olympics. Now shifting focus to football, the scale of Liverpool's challenge in appointing their next manager cannot be underestimated. Liverpool's hierarchy understands to the highest degree that there isn't another Jurgen Klopp out there. They are not interested in a light version of him in either. Here let's take a look who should replace Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. Xabi Alonso, the ex-Liverpool midfielder, currently at the top of the Bundesliga, with Bayer Leverkusen lording it over Bayern Munich and helping to force Thomas Tuchel out of a job. If Leverkusen retain the advantage and Bayern's long reign as the champions of Germany, there will be no better time to walk away. Julian Nagelsmann. Bayern Munich binned Nagelsmann while he had perfect Champions League record season, having faced Inter Milan, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, while sitting a point of the Bundesliga summit after replacing Robert Lewandowski with Eric Maximilian Choupo-Moting. That doesn't feel like a sackable offense. Thomas Tuchel has followed Klopp's path as a managing both Mainz and Borussia Dortmund among numerous other clubs. Now it's looking like Anfield next. We know that he will be free at the end of the season after him and Bayern Munich decided part of ways with the German behemoth behind Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. Meanwhile, Brazilian soccer star Dani Alves found guilty of sexually assaulting a young woman and sentenced to 4 years, 6 months in prison. Alves, aged 40, denied any wrongdoings during the trial. The decision can be appealed.
Highest court on Thursday convicted former Brazilian footballer Dani Alves of sexual assault against a woman at a Barcelona nightclub in 2022. He has been sentenced to 4.5 years in prison and ordered to pay 150,000 euros to the victim. The prosecutor had sought a 9-year prison term for Alves. The verdict can be appealed.
We are satisfied because the sentence recognizes what we have always said, that the victim was saying what she suffered had taken place. We are satisfied and happy for her and for the rest of them. We have to review whether the full content of the sentence, the severity of the penalty is in line with the seriousness of the facts.
The 40-year-old former Barcelona defender was arrested in January last year and has been held on remand since then. The case has attracted significant attention not only because of Alves' profile, but because gender violence has become an increasingly dominant topic in Spain's public discourse.
It's unfair that people do worse things than that and they don't get the publicity this was given or the years he is going to get. I consider this to be an abuse, and they have done this because he is a very well-known person.
Indeed, it is not because we have money that we have the right to do everything in life. And I think that indeed, even if we have money, we cannot afford to rape someone. On the contrary, I think that it could make it possible to no longer have, because it makes that we can have more support. It is impossible.
It has been one of the most high-profile trials in Spain since a law was passed in 2022 that made consent a key element in sexual assault cases and that increased the minimum prison time for assaults involving violence. Alves won more than 40 trophies for Brazil and clubs including Barcelona, Sevilla, Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain.
The star German footballer Toni Kross announced his shock return to the international football ahead of the Euro 2024. The experienced midfielder retired from international football in 2021 but recently revealed his desire to return ahead of the mega event in Germany. Real Madrid midfielder Toni Kross announced his comeback to the Germany national team on Thursday after 3 years of international retirement. This summer's European Championship will take place in Germany. The 34-year-old Cruz, a 2014 World Cup winner, announced his national team retirement in July 2021 after Germany were beaten 2-0 by England in the last 16 of the Euro 2020 at Wembley. Cruz, who made his international debut in 2010, won 106 caps for the Germany. He has also won 5 Champions League crowns, among a long list of club titles from his time at Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. In a social media post, Cruz said, "Guys, quick and painless. From March onwards, I will be again playing for Germany. Why? Because the national team coach asked me. Because I want to, and because I am certain that there are more things possible with the team at the Euro than most people believe at the moment." Germany are the hosts of the Euros that start on June 14 and will be held across 10 cities. The final is in Berlin on July 14, but hosts have struggled for form in recent years. The 4-time world champions have crashed out in the first round at the last 2 World Cups in 2018 and 2022. Germany coach Julian Nagelsmann, who took over in September 2023, has not enjoyed a good start, with his team having won just 2 of their last 6 matches. They also lost their most recent 2 games against Turkey and Austria in November. They next play France and Netherlands in March. Sports Desk, DD India. Now some updates from the UEFA Champions League round of 16. Porto snatched a shock last gasp 1-0 victory over Arsenal as Galeno netted a sublime effort deep in stoppage time in the Champions League last 16 tie. A drab clash was deadlocked until the 5th minute of the added time when Galeno curled an unstoppable effort past David Raya to send crowd wild. Arsenal, who had scored 21 goals in the last 5 Premier League games, was strangely subdued in attack and failed to register an effort on target throughout a cagey contest. They defended solidly enough but may live to regret their lack of urgency as Galeno gave Porto the edge ahead of their round of 16 match of the second leg. Arsenal are seeking to reach the quarterfinals for the first time since 2010, with their last 7 Champions League campaigns all ending in the last 16 stage. So let's listen what Arsenal coach Mikel Arteta has to say.
No, obviously very disappointed the way we gave the game away at the end and not managing that situation well enough. And you get punished in the Champions League. You cannot win it, you don't lose it. We really dominated the game, but we lacked purpose, especially in the first half, to have much more aggression, to break lines, to play forward, to generate much more threat in that back line. In the second half, there were much better things, and we generated a lot of situations without really creating much from it. But we will learn from it. Now it's clear, it's halftime. You want to be in quarterfinals, you have to be your opponent, it's clear, and that will be the purpose and the plan with all our supporters together to do it.
Meanwhile, Porto coach looked satisfied with the performance of his player after the match.
As far as the match, I am satisfied given the work our players put in. They were able to read the game plan against a team that has above average offensive players, not only on offense but defensively too. The defense line also has a very high level players, and we had to be almost perfect, very strong defensively to not allow Arsenal to kick anything into our goal.
Talking about other high-profile match in the UEFA Champions League, Napoli fought back to hold visitors Barcelona to a 1-1 draw in the first leg of their Champions League last 16 try, thanks to a goal from Nigeria for Victor Osimhen. Last year's Spanish and Italian champions, who are both struggling this season, played a poor first half before Poland striker Robert Lewandowski put Barca ahead in the 60th minute. Osimhen equalized 15 minutes later with a fine strike just inside the box to leave the tie evenly poised ahead of the return leg in Spain on March 12. So let's listen what Barcelona coach Xavi has to say.
Yeah, playing like this, I think we have a lot of numbers to overcome. I think we had a great match, both offensively and defensively. We pretty much realigned the goal and then we created a lot of chances. We were great offensively, really great. The team did some things to deserve to win. But this is the Champions League. If you forgive an attack and then the defense gives away a goal, they will take it. But I leave here satisfied. Satisfied, but a bit better because from my point of view, we could have won.
Daniel Malen scored a superb goal against his former side, but a second-half penalty from Luc de Jong earned a 1-1 draw for PSV Eindhoven in the first leg of the Champions League last 16 tie against Borussia Dortmund. The match was PSV's first Champions League knockout try in 8 seasons, as its bids to reach the quarter-final for the first time since 2006-07 campaign. Meanwhile, a late goal from substitute Marko Antunovic gave Inter Milan a 1-0 home victory after a tough battle with Atletico Madrid in the first leg of the Champions League last 16 tie. The Australian striker, who had replaced the injured Marcus Thuram at halftime, redeemed himself following several missed chances. Inter dominated the match, although Atletico had their chances. The home side's solid defense prevented the visitors from getting any attempts on target. It was only the second time the teams had played each other, with Atletico winning 2-0 in the UEFA Super Cup back in 2010. The return fixture is scheduled on March 13 in Madrid. Now shifting focus to some domestic events. Indian shooter Manu Bhakar lauded government for its significant role in uplifting the standard of the sports in India over the past decade. In an exclusive interaction with DD India correspondent Gaurav Kumar, she expressed her appreciation for the concerted efforts made to enhance the infrastructure, training facilities and overall support from the system for the athletes across the nation.
Right now, we have Indian shooter Manu Bhakar with us. Let's talk to her. Manu, first of all, how do you see government initiatives to promote sports in the country?
I see Khelo India games schemes, and not just school games but also university. They have recently introduced Khelo India school games, Khelo India university games. Then we have NCOE program, the National Center of Excellence, I think. Then we have the TOPS scheme, which I am also a part of. So it's Top of Olympic Podium scheme. And personally, I am benefiting from it a lot. And also, I was a part of Khelo India Games of, I think, 2018 edition. See, personally, I believe that these kind of initiatives, these kind of schemes, they promote sports on the grassroots level, where it is very important for the budding athletes, for the budding youngsters to get a platform where they can perform and where they can get the chance to win, and they'll have this moment of fame where from there then after they'll have admissions into NCOE programs. I was also a part of NCOE in the beginning, and now speaking about TOPS, I'm really thankful to TOPS in many ways. I have been supported by them for years now, and I'll be traveling to Europe now for some technical assistance they are providing me with it. So every athlete, the top tier athletes, they are benefiting from these schemes in a way that, I had never thought that the government can support athletes like this also.
We talk about when you are not the part of the top scheme, what the things have been changed you have feel now when you are the part of this scheme and you are benefiting from this scheme.
So I've been part of top scheme since 2018, although I started shooting in 2016. So
What the problems you are getting when you are not in the part of that?
it's been a long time for me. So earlier I was having issues like financial issues. Whenever I used to travel for competitions, I used to pay on my own for every single thing. May it be a domestic competition, may it be an international competition. So many things like food, stay, and everything I used to pay out of my pocket, which was not very comfortable for me being coming from a middle class family. So when I see it now for children, for kids, or for even for adults who are performing really well, like India rank 1, 2, 3, 4, or up to 6, 7, they've been getting the support, and I've seen them that they have not been able to afford certain things because shooting is an expensive sport. So they have not been able to afford few things. And now when they are with top scheme, I think they have all the things that they need to increase the performance and to win medals.
Whenever PM speaks to the players, so as an athlete, how it encourages you, and what type of feeling at that time as an athlete you people are having at that time?
It always feels very good, because obviously he's the Prime Minister of India, and when he gives us time, it just feels like, okay, we are also important. We are doing something important for our country, and we are being honored for it. So definitely, that's a feeling of motivation. That's a feeling of honor, and I've had the pleasure of meeting him 3-4 times, and he always addresses every issue. He always asks us if everything is in place, if top scheme is working in a right manner or not. So he keeps a check on his athletes. I think that's a very important thing for me also, and for many athletes, for almost everyone. So definitely that feels very good.
Thanks for talking to us.
Meanwhile, Anush Agarwala, who secured India's first ever Olympic quota in equestrian dressage event, talked exclusively with DD India's Deepika Mehto. Let's take a listen to understand more about his journey and way ahead.
Hello and welcome to this very special segment where we will bring you all the latest on Paris Olympics 2024. Right now, we have with us the most talented equestrian player, Anush Agarwala. Anush, first of all, many congratulations to you for making the country really proud. What are the challenges and hardships that you faced in your journey, Anush?
Hi, first of all, thank you for having me. It's my pleasure. Of course, my journey, I would say the journey of any successful sports person has not been an easy one. It's not always been about victories and glories. There have been a lot of hardships along the way. I think one of the biggest struggles I had was when shifting to Germany at the age of 17. I came from a very sheltered life in India. I never had to do cooking, cleaning, my laundry, and shifting to Germany, having to do all of these things on my own. And also, I did not know any people at the time in Germany, and also I did not know the language. So, tackling all of these, as well as learning to ride, to really learn how to about the sport, because I was really not at a high level at that time. Just managing everything as well as along with my studies has obviously been very difficult. But I'm just proud of how everything turned out.
Now, when we talk about your preparations, we are really thankful that you took your precious time out to talk with us, because you are now in the middle of Paris Olympics preparations. But tell us, how are you actually preparing for the mega event?
To be honest, of course, I'm very excited about the event, but I'm not really doing anything in particular just for the Paris Olympics. I will continue my training schedule like I've always. Don't want to change anything. Of course, with competing more with more shows, we gain more experience. Then, of course, we learn a lot of things from experience. And then I will adapt my training, my riding on the basis of these experiences. But I will not do anything different. I will, just do what I've always been doing, just working hard, focusing on myself, and just excited to see how the journey goes.
Having back so many accolades, but this I'm sure remains the most special one when you secured the first ever quota for India in the dressage event. What was your feeling at that point of time? Who was the first person whom you informed about your victory?
To be honest, yes, the feeling was a very, very special one. You know, Olympics, I think it's the pinnacle of sport. It's the highest level of sport there is. So to be able to take part at such a prestigious event, it's very special. And to be the first one, the first Indian ever to get this spot is also just makes it very special. And I was in fact with my coach when I got to know about this, and the first person I called were my parents, because they've supported me along the way, and it would have never been possible without them.
Now, another story of grit and determination. Ankur Dhama's extraordinary accomplishment alongside India's escalating triumphs in sports stand as a guiding light of inspiration and motivation for athletes across the globe. As we honor his achievements, let us affirm that his dedication and a collective support can pave the way for unparalleled success in the pursuit of greatness. More in this exclusive report.
Ankur Dhama, an Indian para-athlete from Bagpat, Uttar Pradesh, embodies determination, courage and grit. Dhama secured 2 gold medals in the 5,000 meter and 1,500 meter T11 events at the Asian Para Games in Hangzhou, China. Despite losing his vision at the age of 7 due to an eye infection, Ankur has defied the odds and excelled in the field of para-athletics.
If I say my little bit journey, when I am 5 or 6 year old, then I lost my vision. After that I came school, there I feel sports and all the things. But this is the sure, because these days policies, opportunities and schemes is good. That's why we very easy to turn towards sports. Before that, it's very difficult. Nowadays, if we are that time, people are not affording and the sports, but the policies of government, people are sports enjoying and also play sports many more, because they have good facilities, infrastructure and also financial support also. That's why we feel the good athletes these days in Indian sports.
Reflecting on the past decade, Ankur Dhama believes it has been an era of sporting excellence in India. He credits Prime Minister Modi for spearheading the development of world-class sports infrastructure in the country.
The policies of government and vision, the sports, my Prime Minister, because Modi ji every time shows enthusiastic and very high spirit towards athletes, sports. That's why we feel there is a lot of change in last 10 years in Indian history. There is before that any types of top scheme, NCOE, Khelo India, but now we have. That's why these change impact in Indian athlete, Indian sports ecosystem.
Ankur Dhama's remarkable journey not only inspires but also highlights the transformative power of determination and resilience. His achievements, coupled with India's growing success in sports, serve as a guiding light of hope and motivation for athletes worldwide. Narayan Singh's report, DD India.
So athletes are calling the last decade as a decade of sporting excellence in India, and the way Indian athletes performed in the last 9-10 years, we can say that they have dominated the world sporting arena. So Sports 360 Degree is your one-stop destination to the heartbeat of sports, blending news, analysis and nostalgia. So that's all in this edition of the Sports 360 Degree. We hope you enjoyed it. Join us every week as we bring you the pulse of the sports world. Until then, stay healthy and keep cheering your favorite athletes and teams. Namaskar.